Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. At the beginning of the series, the channel, I mentioned that one of the things I would do is try and chronicle some of the kind of trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, the amazing things that it is to kind of go through building a startup. And today I thought I'd start to cover one of the things that I'm finding quite an interesting challenge, about a year into the journey now, which is what I call the relentless startup. And what do I mean by that? In the previous jobs that I've had, there were big organizations, both working for government and working in this big multinational company. I was a relatively small cog in a relatively big wheel. And what I mean by that is the way I've experienced working in the past is when I've got something specific that I need done, I can sprint for a period of time, push really hard to make that happen. And then at the other end of that, once that deliverables been met, I can then take my foot off the pedal a little bit. That's not to say that I coast, but it means that, maybe I take a day or two off work, or I leave a little bit early to kind of catch up on sleep or something along those lines. What I found in a startup is that it doesn't quite work like that. You can sprint, but then at the other end, at least what I found is I'll go through a period of kind of sprinting, and I get to the other end of that, and I think, great, I can relax, and then I look and say, actually, no, I can't. The thing I need to do now is sprint some more to get these things done over here. Now, previously, you can kind of do that sprint and relax thing because you're a relatively big, small cog in a big wheel. When you're in a startup, you've got a role to play, and if that job doesn't get done, if that role doesn't get achieved, it doesn't get done at all. And the problem with that is in a startup, the wolf's always at the door, and so you need to kind of constantly be focused on making sure you're delivering. Now, to compensate for that, or to kind of overcome this challenge, I've put a few tricks into place. The first is, it's not really a trick actually, it's a bit of a support network. I have a pretty cool support network around me, and specifically, first and probably most importantly, I have an amazing girlfriend and partner named Kelly. Kelly's been with me through every step of this journey, and without her I just wouldn't be able to do this. So she's there with me, supporting me in every step. I have a fantastic network of friends and family who are kind of constantly there to support me. And then finally, Red Maple itself, my business partners and the team that we're starting to build, we're building it in such a way that we're a family. And what that means is when they can sense that I'm having a rough day, they pile in with support, which is great. The second thing I do is this is a little bit of a trick. One of the things I try and do is motivate myself daily. So in the morning when I'm getting ready, I stop and I kind of look myself in the mirror. It's a bit cheesy. I look myself in the mirror and I say a Latin phrase, which is memento mori. And memento mori loosely translates to remember you die. Sounds morbid. I don't mean it to be morbid. What it does for me is it reminds me that I only have so long on this planet. And at that point in the day, by the end of the day, however long that period is, when I put my head on my pillow, that I will be one day closer to the end of that journey. And so for me, I want to do something with that day. And that saying that to myself every morning gives me that motivation to constantly be contributing to something. And then finally, the other trick I've got is, for me, I tend to get bogged down in things when I'm in the weeds, when I've got a lot of things to do and it's hard to see the forest for the trees. I'm a big thinker and I like to think kind of strategically. And so the trick that I have there is, at the beginning of this Red Maple journey, I kind of charted out a course that achieved a vision in 5 years and 10 years. And so what I do is when I'm feeling like I'm bogged down in the kind of minutiae of the detail, and I'm starting to feel kind of overwhelmed, I'll pull that out and I'll look at that 10-year picture. And what that allows me to do is it allows me to kind of visualize that future state. And it reminds me that if I can just hustle today, and it's all about the hustle, if I can hustle today and achieve the things I need to achieve today, then the future is bright. That's it for today's video. Like I said, I'll just try and cover these challenges off as they come. I'll probably cover some awesome things as well, so stay with me. As always, stay happy, be nice to each other, and we'll see you next time.